And I was macking on this chick. I'm just kidding.
Were you sure?
No.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? First of all, I'd like to say for those that came over from the Conundrum, thank you very much for coming over. Say hello to everybody. And tonight we have again, as always, Mr. Todd Mitch.
Hey, how's it going?
And tonight we have Mr. Flinton Steele. Say hello.
Howdy.
To Mr. Flinton Steele. I do have some other invites out there. I know it's from the Conundrum. Oh, that's me. Thank you very much for coming over. Oh, actually, it's not me. Fine. Hello, everybody. And
Todd, what the heck you doing over there,
Todd,
man?
what are you doing?
Wait a minute, I'll fix it. Sorry.
Okay. Don't make me mute you.
We brought a gosh dang rookie on here, Mike.
Rookies. Damn these rookies.
I've never done that. That's the first time I've ever done that.
Happens to all of us more than once, I'm sure.
I don't know where. Well, I can probably tell you where my partner in crime that changed his hours on me, Mr. Ohio Wolverine.
Crazy kid.
I pick on him, but you know what? I keep telling him it ain't the Quagmire without him. I mean, it's the Quagmire, but it's not the Quag. You know what I mean?
Right. He's a damn fine dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah. So already we got a ton of people out in the chat room, so I'm just going to say hi to everybody real quick. Swansea Searcher, how are you? Todd's in here with us, obviously. Gimp Geek, how we doing?
There's Ohio right there.
What's up, y'all?
There you
Howdy,
are.
sir.
Partying somewhere.
There you are.
Oh man,
It only took two this time. That's good.
hey man, where we at, Terry? What's it, Lima? What's this place called? We're at the Coon Dog Trials, man. We're playing some blackjack, betting on dog races, selling guns, buying guns,
Nice.
drinking whiskey.
Sounds like a damn good time there.
No way. It don't look like you're drinking whiskey at all.
It's all good.
So, all right, who else? Let me. I'm doing your job here for you. I'm doing the rundown.
Oh man, are you live?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Why wouldn't it be great? It's the Quagmire, brother. It's always live. Come on now.
Ohio, Peachy saying hi.
What's that?
Peachy says hi.
Oh, hi everybody. I don't think I should be on the chat though.
Well, say hi and tell everybody that you miss being on the Quagmire as much as you used to be. Because we were just talking.
You know what? I'll make you a promise. Friday night next week, I'll be there.
All right. All right. Promise. That's going to be the night before my birthday. So.
That'd be a good night.
All right, brother.
Take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, you take care of yourself, sir.
Guys, hey,
before you go, right? Will you do me a favor?
You go for $250.
Nice. Do me a favor before you leave. Say, go Auburn Tigers.
Go, Bob.
I can't do that, man. I said go blue.
Yeah, go Blue lost today, so haha.
What?
They lost today.
They lost. College football ain't started yet, has it?
Yeah. What team? What team are you talking about, Ohio?
He's a Michigan fan.
Oh, you loser. Loser.
Damn. That sucks. All right. Well, on that note, I got to go cry on my pillow.
Utes put the hurting on you, brother.
All right. Did you win, Frankie D? Yeah. All right. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
All right, easy. Brother, thanks for checking in. Yeah, that's the Ohio Wolverine part of his name.
That makes sense.
So let me finish doing this. So that was good that he came in. That was awesome. Big Baby Zep Hawaii, Galen Long, DSW123 for you. Let me see. Flint's here, always with us. Peachy, sweetheart. If you say roll tide one time in this chat, who else we have here?
Tennessee's gonna beat Alabama this year.
King Coin, maybe, you never know. King Coin, how are you? He came over from Johnny's chat. He was over there earlier. Driver. Let me see. Gig Ride 19. How we doing, brother?
Where is Mr. Tolley?
I don't know. I sent out invites to him, everybody, man.
All right.
That's why I said it's a long weekend, so you never know. You know what I mean? Who else? Am I missing anybody? Hey, you guys, if I missed you, right? Just do me a favor. Put up that little guy that with his hand up like this. Mike, you missed me. Galen Gear.
Cyber Curtain Switcher.
The Saint I missed.
Hey, we got a new person to the chat. Handy Boy 66.
Hey, Handy Boy, nice. Thanks you for joining with us. CCT, how are you?
CCT in the house.
All right, and I think that's everybody. John, you gonna come on with us or what, bro? I sent you the thing. As I eat my big Kit Kat bar that I didn't buy in New York City.
Aren't those illegal in New York City because they actually include fun?
Yeah. Madison, see, Iowa, Hawaii, New England Fish, thank you for coming in. Yeah, we were talking about that on the conundrum about how the government's not there to tell you to keep you safe and to tell you what what's good for you and what isn't good for you.
Right.
And I was telling the story that guy at work. But Mike, he says, they're just looking out. That's not their job.
Right.
If I want to buy a goddamn big Coke, I'll buy one. And Johnny made a good point because I said to him, I says, I made the point where, well, okay, I can't buy a big one. I'm going to buy 4 or 3. And then Johnny made a good point. He says, yeah, then you're going to get taxed on 3 of them.
Yeah.
So the merchant's making money, and then which means what? The federal government's still making their money.
Right.
And the state of New York's still making their money. So it was a good point on Johnny's part. I hadn't looked at it that way.
It's really a shame, dude. Feels like more and more of our lives are being regulated.
Mm-hmm. And I really don't know when it's going to stop.
Yeah, I don't know what point it gets to where it's so bad that, like, the government tells you when to wake up and they tell you when to,
Yep.
eat your meals.
You know why the stock market hadn't dropped yet? Because the federal government rushed in there last week, and they're buying stocks to prop it up. Is what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, it almost crashed last week. Remember? What was it? Tuesday, Monday.
It would have crashed in, but they rushed in there. They got a management team just for that. They rushed in there and bought a bunch of stocks and propped it up.
Word on the deep web has it that the whole freaking government's going to crash on Tuesday when it reopens.
Yep. And why is it? Is it me? Unless I'm missing. Unless I'm wrong on this. Why is it always in the fall, or late summer, early October? Why? It wasn't it like this in 08? And wasn't it like this back in 90? Was it 90?
It goes in 7-year cycles.
Yeah. Wasn't it in October? September? Isn't it always like? It doesn't seem like it's always September, October when it happens.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
I don't get it. I don't. It's all. I don't know. I'll have to go back and investigate that. But it just seems I could be wrong, but it just seems to me that it is. Oh, Peachy said Madison is her girlfriend, everyone, and they're canning cooking pals. Cool.
When
Well,
I
Madison,
entered
you're welcome.
Madison's giveaway forever and a day ago, I tried to pay it forward to Peachy if I wanted, and I lost. I let her
Did you?
down.
Oh, fiscal calendar. Thank you, Saint. But Saint, am I right on that? Was it September, October? And I must be right if you're right because that's the end of the fiscal year. So am I right to say that the federal government's fiscal year goes from October 1 to September 30th?
Plus,
That feels like that.
plus a lot of it had something to do with the kids being out of school or just now getting back in school when they were out of school for a while and everybody was taking vacations and stuff too.
Well,
Well, if you take a look at just my company specifically, what happened to us was China, their currency went down and they're having troubles. And I guess they were one of the major buyers of the seals we make. So that's why my job got put in jeopardy because we weren't making molds to make those seals. And they eventually moved me around. But that was what I was told was the problem, is that when China tanked, our economy is so closely linked to them,
Yeah.
both directions, that it tanked us.
Plus, last week China dropped a bunch of U.S. stock bonds and stuff. They dropped a ton of them last week.
Right.
yeah, Tully. Excuse me, gentlemen. Tully, what the hell are you doing out there getting here? You got an invite, brother?
They're just putting a pinch on us right now is what they're doing.
Right.
Trying to boost their economy up off of her shoulders.
I'm here, guys. I just got to send Mr. Tully his thing again because I don't think that he got it. So,
I don't even see him, so you're one better off than me, dude.
well, what's his name just said it was there, so let me.
Oh,
I'm still listening, but
no, you're good.
I'm trying to multitask, as it were.
Are any of you guys subscribed to Jack Stryker?
I am not.
No, I ain't either.
The reason I say that is because I know it doesn't ring a bell. So
Yeah, he's a guy in England. He's with, I guess he's pretty close with Nicest Knives and all those other English guys. But he was telling a story today, and he finished it today. I think he started it 2 days ago or so. But it was about how immigrants from Syria and stuff are ruining the UK by all the crimes they're committing and stuff. And it's really not far from what we're seeing here. And I thought it was pretty interesting that now we're outside looking into another country having the same problems we were, drugs and violence and crime, all that just skyrocketed as soon as all these Syrian refugees started pouring in.
The Pope's coming in a couple of weeks.
Right.
There's Mr. Tolley. Mr. Tolley, you did get the link. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Because you know how I feel about that, Mr. Tolley. I made that mistake one night. I'll never make it again. Did I ever tell you guys about that?
Nope.
So one night, we're doing the Quagmire. And shit, I don't know, it's probably 15 minutes after the right before I was going to end the chat. And somebody says, "Hey, how come no Mr. Tolley tonight?" And I went, boy, did I feel like a meat. And of course, Mr. Tolley being Mr. Tolley, like, Mike, relax, it's really not an issue. I mean, I get where he was coming from, but man, did I feel like a heel.
It's all right, Mike.
But
if that's the worst thing you did in a day, you had a good day.
True. But my thing is that I was an asshole for a lot of years.
Okay.
Pardon my French to you ladies out there. I'm Peachy Madison. But so I do my best not to be one now. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. That is a daily struggle for me as well.
So, but yeah. So anyway, so for those of you that were in the conundrum tonight, that was another awesome chat. There hasn't been, I don't think there's been one that I really didn't like that Johnny did in TR.
Yeah, they have some good ones.
But yeah, and we were talking about the last subject we were talking about before we went off the air was oh, I can never say that word.
But
Being eligible, I'll say it that way. That way I can say it. The eligibility for becoming president of the United States. And Ted Cruz is up there to be for president, and by the way the Constitution's written, it shouldn't happen, but it's gonna, he's allowed to be. So, there are some people, and Johnny had said on his chat, and TR, and a bunch of people in the comments agreed, for the principle of it, So what do you guys think about who do I don't. They're really bending the rules here to allow them to be. I mean, they just went all through that crap with Obama. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It seems like they're bending the rules a lot. But
My vote for president is still the late great Colonel Sanders. I think he's really
Right.
going to turn this country around from the grave. But
as long as he keeps the original crispy, I don't care what he does.
right, see? Back in high school, we had to campaign for somebody, and in this political class I was in, and I totally sold Colonel Sanders to everybody. And at the very end, I won. Like, they were going to pick him for president. I announced he was dead and pissed everybody off. Like, he's been dead for like 20 years at this point. But I completely sold it.
well, I just believe it has to be somebody away from the circle, and all the corruption. It has
Right.
to. It has nothing to do with what's going on there right now. And it's a sad thing to say, but there ain't many. All of them that's running is all in it together. So I mean, what's it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah.
But what a circle of life, though, right? So with lots and lots of money comes power, right? So with lots and lots of power comes corruption. And you can't get rid of the corruption without getting rid of the power and the money. How bad is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yep.
How bad is that? I mean, that's just, I don't know. Some days I'll be sitting on a dock up here in New Hampshire or whatever. I'll be driving at home or something. And things just hit my head, and the corruption is the one that all for the root of all of from the evil itself of the money,
Right. I mean, what's really sad is it's like we can find qualified people to do it, but most of them are in this loop already, and the people that aren't in the loop aren't really qualified to, basically be glorified liars. That's all politicians are. But it's like that's the defense they use is we don't have anyone else qualified, no one else has experience in the political system that's not already there,
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's why I think that – another reason why I think that what's his name there is turning heads and getting people to notice him and think a little bit is Trump.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying Trump. I said this right before I got off the air with Johnny and TR. I'm not saying Donald Trump's going to be the next president. I'm not even saying I'm going to vote for the man. Hey, Stuart Design, thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. KG, thank you. Mark Telford, thank you. I'm not saying I'm even going to vote for the man. All I'm saying is that he's opening a lot of people's brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to go further than people think he's going to go.
Right. I think you're right, because so many more people are turning and seeing, hey, this guy's at least being honest. If there's nothing else, he's completely honest. And that's what people want. If you can find a qualified candidate that's also honest, they're going to win, hands down.
Yep.
What the media don't like about Donald Trump is because he don't take no shit. He calls bullshit and figures.
Right.
That's what the media hates Trump because of that.
Yep.
Plus, he won't answer to them either.
I ain't saying I'm voting for Trump, but I'm just saying we need somebody and ain't scared and don't back down to all these other Congress people and all this stuff and actually do something for a country to help it. It shouldn't be all about the money.
Right.
Like Trump said the other day, he turned down $5 million. One of his good friends was trying to help for his campaign, and he said on camera, he said, "I ain't gonna take it because later on down the line, I'll owe him a favor."
Right.
And so somebody offered him $5 million.
Let me. No, you guys continue to talk. I'm again. I gotta try to send Mr. Tolley can't get in, so I'm trying my best.
That should show how much money Trump has. He don't even need help running the damn president.
Right. I just think some people think that, oh, he's celebrity, he's not. But you know what? You go look at any poll right now.
Yeah.
And it shows different than what people are thinking.
What that's showing is how really bad this country is in bad shape. And to start out with, having Donald Trump as one of the lead candidates
Right.
and president of the United States of America.
Right.
Hey, Digging to Mel, how are you? There's a couple other people that snuck in on me too. Fuzz Fuck snuck in. How are you, brother? No, you're right though. Gerald B snuck in. Stan, how are you? Stan says Ann Coulter, the dummy who argued with a Canadian reporter that we were involved in the Vietnam War. Right? I can't. I have ladies out in the audience, and my stepmom, Gail. How are you, Gail? I love you. Might be watching, so I can't really say exactly what I would love to call Ann Coulter. So I'll try to keep it clean. She's an absolute bitch. I'm sorry. When you are so ultra conservative and conservatives don't even like you, you're done. You're an idiot. She's just an absolute. Anyways, I'll get off that because I can go on a tirade about her for hours. Yeti and Sons, how are you? Good to see you. Gerald B, how are you, sir? Mr. Tolley, I sent it again, sir. So
he's right here.
Oh, is he? I'm on the external, so I can't see because he told me I wasn't watching the external, so now I'm watching the external. Stuart Design, good to see you. P NASCAR, you made it. See, I told you, P. Mr. Tolley, how are you?
Great. I hope this is going to work okay.
How's your Friday?
How's it going, bud?
Sucks ass, man.
Yeah, mine did too. I'm up in north, so you know what I thought I'd do? I said to myself, you know what? I'm tired of sitting around saying I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And I tried it with Oak first, it didn't work. And my kid brother went and had his son cut me down a maple. And so what did I start doing? I said, I'll see if I can let's see what I can do to make a wooden spoon. Yeah, the more a companion got me good.
The more a companion made for making a spoon.
No, I
That's
know.
true.
I wasn't doing the spoon part with it. I was just doing
Oh,
the handle and the around. You know, I'm still gonna do the spoon part the right ways, but I just thought I'd start it. You know what I'm saying?
gotta be careful, Mike.
And I lost that. I lost that boat with my finger. And my
Be
dad's like,
extra careful when you actually make the spoon, because those things are freaking sharper than the knives sometimes.
right?
Yeah.
So your Friday's good. I know you worked a double the other day. That probably didn't go too well, huh?
Oh, I don't mind working doubles. They're not too bad.
No.
It's the triples that suck.
Yeah.
I can never sleep at work.
Right.
We're allowed to sleep, but I can never sleep.
That would be pretty tough, huh?
Well, we
I
actually
couldn't, that's for sure.
we don't get paid as much to sleep, but we get paid to sleep.
I go to lunch from 1:30 to 2:30, and here's how done my place is, right? So I'm the last guy to go to lunch. So when I'm in the warehouse, I go to lunch 1:30 to 2:30, and then I come back and I go to break at 3 o'clock. So I said, why don't I just go to lunch at 1? Well, because other guys go at 12:30. We'll have them go at 12. No, that's not how we do it. Well, then I don't want to hear it. So one day, I got shit for sleep. I think I got about an hour and a half sleep the night before. So I'm beat. I'm tired. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go take a 15-minute nap out in my car. 4:05, they came out and woke me up. I goes, hey, did you guys punch me in? They're like, actually, we did. I'm like, thank you. I owe you. I says, if we have to stay late tonight, I'll stay. You guys can screw, you know. As it turned out, like 2 or 3 days, whatever the hell it was, 2 or 3 nights later, whatever the hell it was, we did have to stay late. And I said, you guys go, I'll take care of it. We had to wait on a truck. I'm like, no, you guys help me out, I'll help you out. See you later.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how I operate, you know what I mean? It's like I got a buddy of mine I was supposed to take yesterday off too. I had today off, and I was supposed to have yesterday off. And a buddy of mine that I've been working with for the last, I've been there almost 9 years now, so 9 years. Way back in April, said to me, he said, you taking Labor Day? I said, yeah. And he said, I says, why? What's up? He goes, are you going Wednesday through Friday? I says, yeah. But I says, no. I said, I'm taking Thursday through Friday. Thursday and Friday. I says, why? What's up? He said, I'm going out to Michigan. I said, oh, cool. I said, when are you going? He says, well, I wanted to go Thursday. I said, yeah, I'll give you my Thursday. But here's the deal. He's the type of guy, like, if I say to him, you know, if I'm supposed to be in at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. to go do a long-distance drive job, and I shot a deer the night before, and I call him and say, hey, do me a favor, can you work for me? He'd say yes. You know what I mean? So, you know, we all just try to make things go easy, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the way it should be, too.
And the higher-ups don't care as long as everybody's covered.
Right.
You know?
As long as it gets done.
Yeah, the higher-ups don't care.
Yeah,
I say
we do that
higher-ups.
where I work too.
I say higher-ups. It's only the 24, 23-person company, but they are higher than me, so they're higher-ups.
Right.
Yeah, we do that a lot too. That's how I got this weekend off. I was supposed
Well,
to be
that's cool.
going to shoot a palooza, but
Yeah, you gonna go?
I can't afford to now.
Yeah, it's a.
Brakes went
I
out
see.
in my truck. The old lady's car shit to bed. I had to get her a car.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
I was supposed to be replacing my truck and had to replace her car instead.
That's the worst. I got to get
I've
new
seen-
brakes in my car right now.
It's one thing after another, ain't it, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I do have a public address announcement. I'm gonna help them out, the three of them. Donnie Pavellini, Parker's Ridge, and Deep South Experience are gonna hold the first annual bushcraft camping get-together.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool.
in
Mississippi.
Mississippi, right?
Yep.
And I want to say I don't want to screw the town up. Was it Madison? Monroe? Madison? I forget.
I can't remember.
But go over to one of their channels. You guys out in the you guys on the panel and you guys out in the external. And you need to look up Deep South Experience. You can look up Donnie Pavellini, or you can look up Parker's Ridge, or you might be even subbed to them already. And they're having a time in October. So if you're in that area or you have that time off, go check them out because everybody's invited.
Yeah.
That's my public address announcement for the night. KG says he watched a documentary about Trump, about him building a golf course in Ireland or Scotland, and he was a real bastard.
Yeah,
Something doesn't shock me about that.
yeah, ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah, so the guy's a dick. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm a dick too, but people seem to like me, so.
Right? That could be my freaking theme song right there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. I can kill two birds with one stone because Peachy Prep is in here and so isn't Galen Long. And when I say, roll tide my ass. But anyway, good luck this season. Yeah, so that's going to be, Gear, he's been busy. Gear Grind Road, he hasn't seen a video from Parker's Ridge yet. He has some videos on his channel, but I know he's been busy as a friggin' on the farm and everything, so. But, if you go check him out or check Stan from D South Experience or Donnie, like I said, you get all that information that you'll need.
Yep.
And Stan, I didn't forget you. I'm having major issues still. Either can you write to me on a PM on how to do it or something, because it won't allow me to do it. For those, I'm trying to send, maybe you guys know, I'm trying to send Stan a knife, and I sent it, it came back. So then I made these phone calls, somebody said I couldn't do it, and then I was going to send it UPS, and they suggested no, they told me to go U.S. Post Office, and I said, well, I sent it U.S. Post Office, and it came back to me.
So who did you talk to that said you can't ship a knife?
Some lady at the fucking... My boss actually called it in for me, and I talked to her, so...
She's 100% lying to you. You can ship anything you want that's not liquid, perishable, fragile, as long as it's noted on the customs form and the weights are right.
Well, I put the weight was okay. You know, I went to the post office, and and the knife I'm sending them, it's a Coleman. You know, it's just a Coleman hunting knife, right? And you know the one they sell, the Coleman with the black nylon sheath.
Right.
And, okay. So, I showed them the knife that I'm sending. It's still in the manufacturer's package. It's never been opened. Never.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they did everything they did. So now the woman at the post office has the package. Boom, I leave. It came, because my name's on there obviously for the return address and all that. Next thing I know, I think it was it wasn't the next day. 2 days.
That means it never went to the. Well, you're right next.
It might be 2 days, but it came to my house. And it with a thing on there. You can. I wish I had the letter with me. It wasn't really a letter, but you know what I mean. It was just a notification that I can't be shipped. So I went back to the post office and I shipped it. And I said, "Hey, what the hell's this? You guys said everything's cool, everything's legal, everything else." I don't know.
Where are you trying to send it to?
Canada. I was trying to send Stan. Stan won a on Jamie time. I did a little giveaway on Jamie time, and I said to Michelle, "Hey, hold that knife up," and then she held it up. As good because that's what I'm going to give away. All right, guys, go. And so I did a giveaway, and Stan won, and Stan lives in Canada, and I'll have to call GI because GI always sends. George always is sending guns to. I mean, not guns. I'm sorry, sending knives to Canada.
So, yeah, I sent one to Trevor Fillmore just fine. I sent one to Stutter and Bob just fine.
So
I sent one to Nick Harlan too.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you send it? How did you send it final? Like what? Like how big was it? As big as that one, or littler, smaller? I should say. What do I say? 4.
I left them all in the packages just like you did, so they're blister packs. They're full size. But maybe what I did that you didn't do is I just filled out the paperwork online. So if you go to USPS.com or whatever, you can basically do the entire shipment yourself and just print out the papers and take them into the post office. Just put it in like a bubble mailer or whatever in your own home and then take them all the paperwork, and then they'll get it processed for you. They don't even care what's on the customs form.
Yeah, I just box it up and then take it to the post office and fill out the customs form standing there.
Right. You can do that too.
All right. I'll do that. I'll try it again.
Because I even looked up the laws to make sure I wasn't breaking any by sending a knife. You can send them whatever you want.
Yeah.
They wrote the correct address, Mike. Johnny, I sent you a link, bro. Actually, technically, I sent you 2. But jump in here if you'd like, sir. Yes, Saint, you're right. There was 2 winners of the same knife that night. But I want to know why. See, my thing is, there's no way in hell it could have got the customs that quick. Right? If I got it back in 2 days? Well, maybe.
Yeah, it can.
I don't know. Yeah, I could, I guess.
Yeah, if you were in my state, it would take about 3 days, because just to get to the border for both packages, it took 3.5 days, about, before it even updated that it had made it to the customs station.
Okay.
I was surprised how fast some of that stuff gets around. I sent one to Dutch Knife Guy, and I was surprised how fast that got to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, Dutch Knife Guy. He's been waiting for shit forever from somebody. Who was it? Do you remember, Mr. Tolley?
No.
Somebody, who the hell sent him something?
Oh, it was a while. It was a while I've been meaning to send him some things,
But somebody sent him something like last frickin' June or something. And he got it, but he didn't get it till, holy cow, like October or something silly like that.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, no problem. But yeah, that was pretty. I got a package from him. I won his 400 sub giveaway.
Cool.
And I didn't have any. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, this knife was part of it. Hopefully I pronounced this right. Eden.
Yeah.
That was part of it, and then my Spyderco Tenacious was part of it. A bunch of candy was part of it. I had the leather pouch that Fox Company prepping made.
That guy does some amazing work, by the way.
Oh yeah, I wish I had it with me to show it to you, but it's at my house. But
did you get to watch all the knife sheath videos, Mikey?
I got to number 4.
You get 2 more to go.
What's the last one? What's the last comment I made? I asked you if I could use I asked you if I can use a regular drill because I don't have a drill press. Yes.
Really hard to keep your hole straight.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
And the only reason, you can use something else too. The only reason I use a drill press is because of my arthritis. I can't always hold on to stuff real well because I get numbness in my fingers.
Yeah, my grandfather had the same problem.
Yeah.
He used to take his forefinger. Like I can do that in the winter with this finger here, because in the deli, actually I can do it now if I wanted to, but it's not because of arthritis. Years ago, I was working at a deli at a local supermarket, and I shaved this part of my finger right off. I mean, it was just a hole inside my. And of course, the lady that I'm cutting the turkey breast for says, "You didn't get any blood on my turkey breast, did you?" Anyways, they put this block on there of gel, wrapped it, told me to come back in 10 days, put another block on there, wrapped it. Dude, when I mean a hole, I mean a hole. Like, you take a knife and just cut a hole out of your freaking finger. Dude, the fingerprint came back. It was the weirdest thing. But anyway, I can bang this thing on the end of a table and I'll never say ouch. And
I don't have a funny bone in my right arm because of the same reason, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
And my grandfather suffered like a bastard with arthritis in his hand. He was a leather worker for a company, though.
Yeah.
He didn't do his own leather work, you know. But he'd sit at the kitchen table and just whack freaking his. And I'm like, doesn't that hurt? He goes, no, that's all numb. I don't feel a goddamn thing, he used to say. But
yeah, it kind of sucks because I drop shit all the time.
yeah, but I will. I'll watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow. You know me.
Get it all done. I got to get that pattern out to you one of these days.
Okay, because I'm not going to do it till you send me the pattern anyway. So
I'll get it to you.
One question I meant to ask on the second video. I'm gonna fuck this up. The edge beveler.
Yeah.
Do I need one of those?
Nah. You can sand the edges too.
So I just use a course like a number 20, like you said. Use a number, right? Is that what you said? Use a 20? Yeah.
Well, I use 220 grit sandpaper.
220. Well, yeah, I call them 20s. Yeah. But yeah, okay. Drive. Good night, brother.
And I burnish with dye. You can burnish with water.
Okay.
You know, whatever.
Yeah. No, but I wanted,
Lots of different. Cool. If you run into questions, feel free to ask.
Oh, don't you worry. You're probably going to have a million of them.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Might give me excuses for putting out more videos.
Yeah. Yeah. For those who don't know what's going on, I've been saying I wanted to make a leather sheath, and I was actually going to make it for another knife. However, I can't do that because of a thumb guard or finger guard, however you guys want to look at it. I have an old Pakistan knife that was my grandfather's, and I was going to originally make it for that. And then I decided, because I didn't have the certain tool to put the strap across and buckle and all that happy bullshit, a snap rather, that I would do one for my Mora companion. And Mr. Tolley's nice enough to go put out a nice series on a Mora companion folded leather sheaths for it. So basically, I'm going to copy what Mr. Tolley did, and I'm going to make my own damn sheath.
Pretty nice sheath. I like the way it turned out.
Yeah.
I had the one that I had a ferro rod loop on. I sent to the Fat Man.
Yeah, you said that in one of the videos. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope he's gonna new one. He's not gonna put that beat one in there, is he?
No, he put in his robust.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Just kidding, Chad. If you guys, the Fat Man put out a video about his Mora, and he used it, and that's what they're there for. You use the damn things, man.
Oh, I use mine all the time.
Yep. You know what I did today with mine? When I went to
do my finger off?
Yeah, before I cut my finger, I didn't trust myself in the axe. We have a small hatchet. It's about this big, but it really isn't sharp, and I don't have the tools up here to sharpen it. So I batoned my companion on a piece of maple about yay big around.
Yeah, that worked.
It freaking worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I originally I made the mistake. I thought it was maple because I just looked at the bark. You know, we had a bunch of wood in the pile, you know. I said, oh, that's maple. Yeah, that wasn't maple. That was oak. Anybody ever try to carve oak? Not a pleasant experience.
It's one of the harder woods.
Yeah, probably the hardest.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have carved oak.
I originally tried to use a piece of ash, and I was told that you can use ash. It's just that there's not going to be any grain to it, really,
Well, an ash is freaking hard like oak.
Well,
Harder
the
than
piece,
oak. They use ash for baseball bats.
right, but the piece of ash I had, for some reason, it felt as though it wasn't as difficult as the oak was.
Could have been greener.
Yeah, good point. So I'm going to do it out of maple.
Cool.
So
Maple should
we'll
work
see.
pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll see, Oh, good night, Todd. I'm sorry, I'm not even looking. Hey, Ken Z, good to see you. Thank you for coming. All right, so I got a squirrel brain. So to get back to my issues with trying to send Stan something, let me ask you this. I have the knife, physically at my house. What if I dumped it on Amazon? Will they do it for me?
I would just box it up and take it to the post office. Fill out the paperwork. Don't tell them.
Do it
Don't
that
say
way.
shit. Yeah, don't say
Okay.
shit to them.
All right.
It's all on the paperwork.
Okay. Because I wanted to be able to shit. I think it was the end of frickin' July, wasn't it, Stan?
Just put in the description hunting knife.
Okay.
But to answer your question, I bet Amazon would ship it there.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to go that route. But I do agree with Tolly. I would just box it up yourself,
just get out
send
and
it
do
again.
it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and P NASCAR says he likes hickory. I don't think I have hickory up here.
Nothing beats a good hunk of hickory.
I don't think I have hickory up in these parts. Is Gerald B still out in the comments? Gerald B, if you're in the comments, will you let me know if we have hickory up here?
I gotta make my wife a spoon for her big tall canning pot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The one that she does all the prep work in.
How tall are we talking? Like a 12-incher?
No, 18 maybe.
Oh man,
wow.
that's even bigger than I've seen.
She's got a huge pot.
Well, it's just the one that she does all the prep work in.
Right.
Yep.
So it's probably 16, 18 inches tall. That's a pretty tall pot.
Yeah, that is really tall.
But when you're doing, a ton of shit.
Yep. I'm gonna do my I just got done emptied. We just finished off a huge jar of when I mean a jar, I mean a gallon jar of pickles.
Oh.
And so I'm going to use that jar for pickled eggs because Mouse Toast sent me a recipe for pickled eggs.
Use those jars to make my sun tea.
Oh, do you?
Right on.
Yeah. Yep, you betcha.
I haven't made that since I moved into this house and out of my apartment. I need to do that again.
Damn, man.
Yeah, she made me. She got me a recipe. I kept it in my messages, and I saved it to my messages, and because I've never done it. I did it with my brother, but he does it differently. I think the only thing I'm going to do is I might throw a jalapeno or two in there. But,
Give it a little more flavor.
Give it a little bit more bite. Because she's got onions going in and all that, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
I mean, she's got flavor in there. Don't misunderstand me.
Right. But, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm going to try that. So we'll see. We shall see. I just like to try different things,
Right. What you got planned this weekend, Mikey?
I'm doing it, bro. I'm up the camp.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. They have a big time up here for Labor Day. They always did ever since even when I was a kid. Labor Day weekend, 95% of the people that are here don't come up after Labor Day.
Right.
So they have like tomorrow they'll have a fishing contest for the kids, and a cookout after, and then we'll usually we take the kids, and my cousin takes the 12, 13 on up, and he takes them up this mountain called Mount Major. Takes them for a hike, comes back. And in the meantime, I have the 5-year-olds to 11 or whatever. We have a massive wiffle ball game. Then on Sunday there'll be like a little treasure hunt in the morning, and then in the afternoon they do like relay races and shit like that, and give away prizes and stuff. And so it's kind of
Sounds
cool.
like fun.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tolly. Sorry.
No problem.
What are you doing this weekend?
Well, since I'm not going to Shoot-a-Palooza, not a whole lot.
There you go.
You got the weekend off, so I'm just gonna kind of chill a bit. I did my brakes on my truck today, and
Right on.
He's gonna mail my patent.
I am.
Doing it
I'll
the
get
post
that in the mail
office
tomorrow
open.
morning. I got an envelope here somewhere.
So Gerald B answered me, and he said he hasn't seen any. He said he also said ash is easy to work when it's green, but when it dries, it's harder than hell. So I must add a piece of green ash. So what are you doing this weekend, Mr. Flint and Steel?
You're looking at it, man. I had today off, so I cleaned up the man cave. Went over to my stepfather-in-law's house because both our wives went to the Taylor Swift concert. And we had brats and beer. And that was kind of the highlight of my evening. Highlight of my whole weekend, probably. I got to do a whole closet remodel tomorrow. That's what I'll be doing.
Hang on one second. Night Handy, thank you very much for visiting with us. Come back again soon. I do this every Friday night. Next week will be early, about 10. It'll be about 10 Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thank you for coming in. Nice to have you.
I'm going up to pick up some leather tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll take some.
Yeah. Send me the money. I'll be glad to get it for you.
Right, that stuff is not cheap.
No.
Well, that's a good. You can get cheap stuff, but if you want decent leather.
You saw the piece I bought, right?
Yeah. That'll work.
Oh yeah, and it's like 6 ounce, so it shouldn't be that bad for me.
No, should be pretty easy to work with.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to cut. 6 to 7 ounces is what a lot of people use for knife sheaths.
Yep.
I had enough of the 9 ounce laying around to do it with that.
Right. A guy at work was telling me his grandfather, you know what he used to use to cut his leather? Big pair of sheet metal shears.
Yep.
And he used to keep them razor sharp.
Yeah, I've got a shears that I can use too. Doesn't get around corners real well.
Yeah, good point. Gail wants to feed Taylor Swift his whole fridge.
Well, she needs to eat something. Have you seen her lately?
I have not, to be honest with you.
Do you want to?
Not really.
No, we're going on a field trip.
All right. Oh, on the hardness scale. Thank you, Kanzi. So Kanzi put up the scale on the hardness scale. He says Ashwood is 4 out of 5. Cherry is 1.5. Birch is 4.5. Maple is 5.5. Oak is 4.5. Poplar is 1.5. Walnut is 4.5 on a hardness scale. Thank you, Kanzi. Appreciate that.
Good to know.
King Coin, good night and have a great weekend, my friend.
Flint, that's kind of frightening in there.
Oh, I'm not even close to done, dude. I am not even close to done.
No?
This is my wife's lady lair right next to the man cave. But all these are Taylor Swift and one Shania Twain.
I like
and
Shania.
then a couple Seahawks things.
Shania's cool. I'm still a sucker for, what's her name, though? John Voight's daughter.
John Voight's daughter. I don't know who that is.
Well, it's John Voight's daughter.
She married.
Obviously.
She married Brad Pitt.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. Still does it for me. For that matter, Rebecca Demore, however you, I'm not French, so I can't say her name. She still does it for me too. So.
I think I'm gonna have to get going. I'm gonna fall asleep sitting here, and I'm not gonna be the guy that falls asleep on a chat.
Why? You don't want to be like me?
No,
Or me, or Tommy,
Or
or
Tommy? Yeah,
I'm
where's
not gonna.
Tommy? I sent him a link. I didn't see him.
he
I sent
didn't
him a
want to
link.
hang out with us.
Oh, he doesn't like us people anymore?
I
Okay.
guess not. I thought we were friends for a while, but I don't know.
I'll have to break his
Tonight
balls.
has changed that.
He must be out with a girl.
Right? The one that doesn't pay for movies.
Right. Exactly. You knew where I was going with that one.
That's funny.
Stan
What
helped
did
me out
Mouse
that
Toes
morning.
call her?
Oh, shit.
I don't remember.
I
It was
remember
friggin'
$2
funny,
Hussy came in there for a
Yeah,
minute,
you're right. $2 hussy did come out of her mouth.
but I don't think that was the main one.
Mouse is funny. I like Mouse. She shoots exactly from the hip.
Right?
Exactly. That's awesome.
You know what you're getting when you're talking to Mouse.
Yep.
The
You guys
damn
have a
bonus.
good night.
See
All
you
right.
later,
Thank you,
Tolly.
Mr. Tolley.
Yep. Take care.
Tomorrow I'll have to make it a point to go and watch the rest of
Tolly's video.
yeah. He made like five, I think, videos for me. So, well, not
Right.
just for me. He was going to do it. He was going to do it anyways. It wasn't just for me. But,
Yeah, but it sure did help.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Hold the
Because then it
phone.
feels
Will.
like I'm okay. But Iroko, Kenzie writes Iroko. Nope, it's similar to teak wood. I'm learning. I got a lot of these woods that I don't have around this area. This different type of wood. Um, I have cedar. I have where I am right now. I don't have any elm, but I have elm where I'm from in Mass. Of course, cherry, white pine, all the pines. So yeah, I have a lot of different woods up here I can use, but aspen isn't one of them. There's a couple I don't have. Kenzie, I'm trying to think of them all. I got birch, I got white birch, red oak, white oak. All your pines, your white pine, your hemlock, your. Let me see. I already said cherry. Of course, we have ash, um, cedar. We got a lot. I will. That's a good point, Stan. Make do with what you have. Yep. And it'll all work out. Yeah, here's the thing though. Neither the spoon nor the leather sheath will be on a video. So, I mean, I might do like 2 videos. One me starting the sheath, and then one me finishing it, so to speak. And same thing with the spoon. I don't know. I'm just self confident about that shit. Don't ask me why. And I know I'm amongst friends when it comes to putting videos out, and a lot of people watching and commenting and giving me support on it. But it's those dinks that are out there that I don't want to listen to, I guess. Yeah, Kenzie, I knew about pine and birch. I didn't know that white oak was medicinal, or cedar, or cherry. Thank you. I'll look into that. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I knew about birch because of the what do you call it? The birch is where we get our Oh, I can't think. But at any rate, start carving with basswood. Seal it with clear. So I don't know if I have all that. So I'm gonna do my best. We'll go from there. You know, spruce. I have spruce. A bunch of them. I have one for you guys. Which one would you guys use if you were gonna make a hearth board for a bow drill set and a bow drill? Like, what would you use? I asked, what's his name there from Dave, the Pathfinder school there, Dave Canterbury. One of the guys that what's his name there from Minnesota. Anyway, or Michigan rather. Anyways, because pine has the uh, uh, resins in it, I thought that would work. But he said the that it's not as good as you would think that it would be. You know what I'm saying? So what would you guys use? Would you use cedar, cottonwood? I mean, no, it's a Vogue. Right on, Stuart. But sometimes, like Stuart, that spoon I actually started with the oak. It was kind of cool because after I batoned it and I had my half piece I wanted, it actually curved like this on its own, and there was a knot there. So I still have it, but hey, Fish, do we have cedar up here? We have cedar up here, right? That's the other thing too. I gotta look up what they all look like. You know, the ones I don't know what they look like. Obviously, I do know what some look like, but cedar, I also heard works awesome for mosquitoes. I don't know if anybody else has heard of that. Should I start singing that song all by myself? But anyway. Oh, cool. Thanks, Fish. Appreciate it.
Sorry about that, man. My wife got home from the concert, had to check in on her.
Don't worry about it. It's all good, bro. No, Fish, I meant, I don't mean like to buy it. I mean like a tree, like, can I find it out in the woods? Okay, that's what, never mind. I just saw what you wrote. You don't want to show if it grows naturally. I got you. I'm drawing a mind blank here. And I can't believe it. Actually, I can because it is getting late. Grows on birch. Oh, what is it that grows on birch? It's medicinal. Oh my god. I can't think. It's too late. All right, Gail, we'll be here. What grows on the birches that we use for medicinal purposes and fire starter and?
Are you talking about chaga?
Thank you. Oh my god. We're talking about a brain fart.
You're good.
Wow.
Took me a minute to even figure out what you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, Kanzi was giving me the rundown on what trees have medicinal purposes, and there was a lot more than I thought. So that's what I got to get to. I got to get a book of that and a book on wild edibles.
Right.
Just because it's cool to know. I'm not saying I'm gonna need it, but it's cool to know. Thank you, Madison. It's cool to know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Somewhere I got a deck of cards. It's a wild edibles information deck that I got from Southpaw Bushcraft in her giveaway, her first one.
Oh yeah.
Trying to remember where I put that. I don't remember. I think it's in my cabinet over there. It's got to be. But I read through a couple of those. They're really cool. Talks about everything you'd ever want to know about every plant.
That's cool. Oh, Kanzi, thank you. Do you know this one? Kanzi just wrote, here's a simple identification trick we use for our pines. His red pine has 3 letters. The letter red has 3 letters, which also has 3 needles. So there's 3 needles on that, in the grouping.
Right.
His white pine has 5, and white has 5 letters, and it has 5 needles on it. That's a freaking cool way of doing it.
That is. Never heard that before.
Neither have I. But I'm going to teach that to my kids. Thank you very much, sir.
So many people I've never seen out here before. I'm subscribing to all of them.
Well, that's good. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. You guys, if you're not sub to people that are here, and I'll put my name here in case you're not sub to me, I'll say hi. All right? And Flint's going to say hi too, in case he's not sub. You guys aren't sub to him. Go check out people's channels, and if you like them, sub them up. Give them a look-see. Watch a couple of videos and form an opinion, or if it's something that you're interested in. And I'm glad to see Yeti and Sons out here tonight. That's awesome. I was introduced to Yeti and Sons by Mr. John, the MI Woodsman.
Right on. That's a good dude too.
Who I miss dearly right now.
Where's he been?
Well, he was in the process of moving and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
I caught him on Facebook the other day. I gave him a shot on Facebook. But wow, what you talk about? One of the nicest people. It's just
Right. I was very impressed when I met him for the first time. He's a really good guy.
Oh yeah, and he knows his shit, which is awesome too.
Absolutely. A lot more than I know. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And he was telling me that he was hammocking, and so I asked because, actually, my back has felt a lot better since I lost like 13, 14 pounds.
Right.
So my back got a lot better. But before I had lost it, I had asked him a question. I says, my back isn't the best. I says, how's a hammock with a guy with a bad back? He's like, I'm nearly 300 pounds. And he said, my back isn't the best either. He says, but I don't have any issues getting up in the morning with it. He
right
says,
on.
Stiffen it. It doesn't do. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to hammock it up or not, but I still have my you guys don't make fun of me now. I still have my what do you call it when I'm in the woods? If I do a solo overnighters, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the things that go bump in the night, but being out in a hammock without any quote unquote protection, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
It's freaky, right?
Not that a tent is protection. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
No.
So for all you guys are going to say, but Mike, a tent isn't going to protect you. I'm with you. I know a tent's not going to protect me. I don't know what it is. It's just I got this feeling that every time I close my eyes and if I fall asleep, now I ain't worried about a coyote. If I was in Alaska, I wouldn't worry about friggin' wolves. I'm not worried about fox. I'm not worried about skunk and all them little game animals. You know what I'm worried about?
Bugs.
Bear. No, not even the bugs. It's the bear.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's because of my running with one. I don't know what it is, but and I had a gun in my friggin' hand that day too. You would think that it wouldn't have bothered me.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's almost like if you don't see it, it doesn't exist kind of thing. Like if you're in a tent and closed off, you feel a little better. I'm the exact same way.
I mean, I'll hear them.
Right.
You're still gonna hear the noise.
Right.
But it's I don't know. It's just hard to. But now the weird thing is that it's what 2 a.m. almost, and I can leave this trailer right now without even a flashlight and go walk through the woods and not even have a friggin' issue.
Right.
But if I'm sitting there, forget about it.
Exactly. You're listening and all the sounds, and yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, I don't know if it's because of the running or I don't know. Yeah, CCT, you don't have any of that stuff to worry about, I know, right? And I really don't have a lot of it to worry about either, CCT. It's just we do have bear up this, well, where I am, we do have some, but they're not, it's not like they see them all the time. But up in Maine where I go hunting, if Gerald B's still there, he'll tell you. Is it like Alaska seeing all the grizzlies? No. But, it's not Kodiak Island where there's a bear every friggin' 50 yards. But there's enough to spook me, I guess is a good word. I don't know.
Right. I had a friend that was up elk hunting just this last weekend, and they're sitting down just waiting on a game trail, and all of a sudden, about 20 yards away, there's a bear cub and a mom just like hanging out, and the mom keeps walking, the cub's just hanging out still. Then all of a sudden, it's like he smelled them or heard them, something, they moved barely, and he went straight up the tree. Just like no problem, just climbed straight up the damn tree.
Yep. And they'll do that if they get nervous,
Right. Then you better hope and pray they don't come down on you.
Exactly. When I went hunting, I'm out in the woods hunting, and I'm sitting actually against this huge oak tree. In front of the oak tree, I had some saplings, so I'm using that as a little natural blind.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and you're out in the woods, and so you hear a squirrel, and it seems like an elephant running through the woods. But so I'm just listening to that, no big deal. Then it's getting louder, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I peek my head around the oak tree, and he was probably, I don't know. He was, put it this way, he was too close to me. How's that sound?
Right.
Or I was too close to it, one or the other. And it just startled me more than anything because I wasn't ready to see it there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Gerald, I'll ask you a question about that in a minute. So anyways, now mind you, I have a shotgun in my hand with 5 rounds in it and 5 more in my pocket. Okay. And he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't like he was just eating,
Yep.
But my buddy told me I took the eating as the flapping of a jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Now he didn't like sort of flap his jaw, but he was just, eating.
Right.
I guess. But my buddy said he thought my brain said he was flapping. So I did the stupidest thing you could do.
Yelled at it?
No.
You ran. Yeah.
So when we went back, my buddy went down, and I come out, and dude, I was, you know, I was all nervous and everything, and I come bolting out of them woods, and he's like, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" You know, because I had to walk like a 3/4 of a mile back to the truck.
Right.
And he says, "You all right?" I go, "Dude." So I explained to him. So anyways, we went and got a bear permit, showed him where it was. And he looks like this. He goes, "Where were you sitting?" I go, "Right there." And he goes, "Hang on a minute." And he walks by that thing and he sees now there's a bunch of broken old dead pines branches everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh, that's where you left, isn't it?" And
That's funny.
the funny thing about it is again, I had a shotgun on me.
Right.
Did my mind just say, forget that I had a shotgun? I don't know. I don't have the answers that I wish I had. But the weird part is they're all teasing me, you know, of course. And that's fun. We're all ribbing each other. It's hunting camp. Everybody gets teased on hunting camp.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing, so the next morning, I'm walking up the trail. It's shit. It's fucking pitch black. It's probably, I don't know, 10 or 6 or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
4 or 6. And they're texting me. Watch out for that bear behind you. You know, and you some bitches. But, yeah, so the next morning I was kind of, not gun shy, but more jumpy, so to speak.
Right.
So that's why I don't, that's why I don't know if I can hammock in this area anyway. You know.
We got bears here in Utah, but the biggest problem you got to worry about for is mountain lions and cougars. It's just like they're so much more vicious and prone to attack humans than a bear is up here.
Now, do they do what people in like California and other people do? People that hike and mountain bike and all that. I've seen it on a TV show, and I've also seen it on YouTube where they'll wear a backpack with like spikes on it.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, swear to God, they have
we're
this
not
thing.
that bad.
They have this thing where it was out in California, and it was like this little. It just covered the pack,
Right?
You know, and it had like these little, lack of better terminology, spikes that came out. And they said because most mountain lions will attack from above
and behind.
And behind.
Yeah.
And so their notion is that a grown adult could fight off. Hey, the token, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Their notion was that a grown adult could fight off and survive a mountain lion or cougar attack. And as long, you know, having that on there and them not being able to get at your back of your neck or wherever they're going to bite you most of the time. Right? That's these people that had this thing on. That was their thought process behind it.
Right. I'm gonna guess that really wouldn't do much.
No.
But especially in deterring it, it's just gonna piss it off. Because you get one of those backed into a corner and you get one of them hurt, they're going to fight even harder than they would before because it kicks them into survival mode. What they're looking for is quick prey they can jump, get, and leave, you know, with their meat. So they're not going to – if you hurt them, they're going to be pissed off.
Yeah. Hey, Gerald, I know you're up in these parts. Gerald wrote something out in the comments about don't worry about bears. I'm with you, and I know 90% of the time, 95% of the time, as long as like when Flint was just saying about, you know, you don't want to cross a mother and its cubs or what have you, and I get all that. And 90% of the time, you yell at it, especially around here, the black bear are gonna But how do you get that out of your head? How do you get, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like that dumb notion. I got a gun in my hand with 10 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, 5. And I'm the guy that takes off. It's like, I don't know. It's not that I'm afraid of a bear. It's just, well, obviously I am because I ran like a friggin' sissy. But,
You've heard the stories and you know better than not to be afraid.
Right. Yes. Yep.
No, that makes sense.
And why that didn't kick in then, I don't know. You know. And that's why I said when I watched that TV show Alone.
Yeah. That would be a pretty quick exit for me too, probably. I don't know if I'd want to put up with wolves and bears.
Well, see, again, a wolf wouldn't bother me. Don't ask me why. Or wolves, plural. Don't ask me why. I know it's silly. But a bear coming to my tent, and all I have is, what did they give? They gave him spray, right?
I don't even know. I don't think
I think
so.
they gave him,
Did they?
I thought they gave him spray, and they had a flare gun. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but you really gonna let a flare gun go inside your shelter?
Right.
I guess in a pinch you'd have to if you were going to be attacked. But anyways, I watched that series until the last episode. I don't even know who won. But the first guy that got knocked out, that tapped out,
Yeah.
never had an issue with it. When Carl Craven tapped out, I know these guys. I felt their pain, so to speak. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're really not scared of a wolf pack?
No, and I don't know why. Probably because I'm into them. I like them.
Yeah.
I've been around them. I had the pleasure of actually my cousin's got one. A hybrid is like 90%. So yeah, I'm not, for whatever reason, I don't have a fear of wolves.
It's not more so a fear of them for me. It's just that, they always hunt in packs and they're incredibly efficient killers.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in the winter.
Right.
Where they do most of their, obviously they eat in the summer and the spring, but
yeah,
and they hunt, I should say. But yeah, for some reason, wolves just I don't have an issue with them. That same place I hunted and saw the bear in Gerald. I don't know if you know Rangeley, Quasic area up in northwestern Maine. We were up there, and I told my buddies, I'm not coming out for lunch this time. I'm staying up because usually we'll come out about 11:30 or something, and in the morning, and we'll come out for lunch. So one day I just said, you know what, I'm staying out.
right.
And, so I brought a couple of sandwiches with me and all that, and I did. I stayed out, and through the about 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there, I am watching. Not watching, but hearing. Like, I heard them already, but then I'm hearing the footsteps and shit.
Right.
So I said, well, let me go around this way and I'll get out of their way. So anyways, make a long story short, I got turned around in the woods. And then what I did was I looked at my cell phone and I went on maps and so it showed me where I was. And I knew where I had to be, so I got out that way, so to speak,
Right.
So it did. It brought me right back to the trail I was supposed to be on, which was cool. But now it's pitch black, and I'm walking down the trail, and it's not really a trail. It's more of a road. Well, back then it was a trail. Now it's a road. They just widened it for the sleds. But anyway,
Right.
I'm walking, and they're yelping, and they're getting closer, and they're getting closer. And of course, my buddies are trying to call me. So finally, I get a hold of them. And I says, hey, he says, hey, do you hear those coyotes? I goes, do I hear them? I says, they seem as if they're about 50 yards away from me.
Right.
He says, yeah, well, he says, you might want to pay attention. He said, because I guess a bird hunter with his dog, they were brazen enough to go after the dog, and then two of them went after the hunter.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the warning. So what it wound up happening was that I come down. Now I'm probably 2 miles from the truck, and I'm coming down, and they're getting loud and getting loud. And all of a sudden, I seen two come across the road, and my buddy said they were going to be on their way up. So I'm like, what do I do now? So I called my buddy, and I said, where are you exactly? And he told me, and I'm thinking, I said, okay. I said, but you know what? Just for safety's sake, do me a favor. He said, what? I said, go to your left. He says, why? I said, you'll know in a minute. And again, all I'm going. It's a moonlit night, and all I'm going by is the trail, and I'm keeping my eye on the tree line. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I'm seeing them crossing the road. So I said, fuck it. Boom. I let one of them have it. And I didn't kill him right away. He yelped for a little while. And but the problem was that when I let him have it, the other one didn't go away.
Yeah.
And then I can hear them behind me. But it was... I said, you got to be kidding me. So he came. They met me. Finally, we all get together, and I went over, and we got the coyote that I shot. Apparently, I spined it. But,
Right.
But anyway, we got him, and dude, they followed us out of there.
I'm not surprised. Those things are relentless, man.
They followed us out of there, which was amazing. I've never had an issue with a coyote before like that. Coyotes in my backyard at home. They're like a friggin', the next door neighbor's cat. You stomp your foot and it screws.
Right.
And the one I shot was probably 45 pounds.
That's good size.
Yeah, the coyotes are big up here. I'll tell you what. I still think that a lot of them, and Joe, again, I'm going to pick on Joe only because he's from my area, so to speak. So I think that they mate with the wolves in Canada. Is what I really think. That's why they're that big. But I don't know why I think that, but
never know.
Yeah.
Weirder stuff happen.
Yeah, somebody was telling me the coyotes out like in Oklahoma, out that way, they out west, Midwest, west part of the country. A lot of them are small. So,
yeah, I think ours range about 35 to 38 pounds on the big side.
Yeah.
I should probably look that up before I say that, though.
Gerald says a lot of years he goes, most of the phone is searching for signal. Yeah, no, I hear you, Joe. But for whatever reason, I get service up there. It's a nice area, Joe. If you've ever hunted it, try it up the Rangeley area. It's pretty nice. Yeti's asking a question to you out there.
I wasn't too far off. It looks like they're about 39 pounds on the high end of our state.
Yeti wants to know if you hunt coyote.
I did know that there's a bounty on them. You can still turn them into your local DNR, but
Yeah.
they're all down south from me, so I'd have to drive to the bottom of the state before I'd
Right.
see any of them. We got foxes right down the damn road, and I live in the middle of a city. They just hang out at the second airport. It's like the private plane airport, and you can drive past them all year round, and they're out playing in the field. Planes are landing right over top of them. They're hanging out.
That's cool. I got a fox in my backyard. I don't know where he is. There's a little patch of woods in my backyard, and I know he's a den in there somewhere.
Right.
But they're cool to look at. Yeah, Stewart Design said his coyotes are the same size as fox out here. They live all around here, missing small dog and cat posters all around. Yeah, absolutely. I got a coyote last year. I was deer hunting and seen a doe come down this. I'm down in like, it wasn't like a creek bed, but it was a little ravine, and she come walking down,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, cool. I said, I'll sit here all day, wait for the buck to come. And then probably about 150 yards behind her, 20 yards behind her, was a coyote. And I'm like, now I'm upwind of them, so then he ain't gonna smell me. And so here he comes. I'm like, huh. So he came up from behind this big ass friggin' pine tree, and as soon as his shoulders hit, I let him have it, and right down dead. Poof. Didn't even twitch. I'm like, wow, this frickin' ammo is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I was using?
What?
My buddy bought me when I went hunting up in Maine. My buddy says, "Oh, don't stop for ammo. I'll get it for you." I said, "Okay." You know what he bought me? He bought me a Sabot round copper hollow point.
That's nuts.
So the hole that went into him was this big, and the hole that came out of him was about the size of your laptop. Destroyed his head.
Oh,
his
yeah.
shoulder area and the whole, you know what I mean? This whole area up in here through here. Anyway, I'm got up by the tail and coming out of the woods with it. And I'll read that in a minute, Gerald. But so I'm walking out the woods, and a guy from Massachusetts and a guy from Maine. They said, "Hey, that was you?" I said, "Yeah." I says, "I get this." I says, "Saw the doe." I says, he was chasing the stalk on the doe, so I took him out. They're like, "Good job." I'm like, "Thanks." So the guy from Maine says, "What you doing with that coyote?" I don't know. I just figured I'd take it to the station, tell him I, shot it, and do the right thing. He says, "I'll do that if you don't want it. I'll take it off your hands for you." I'm like, "Cool, it's all good." So I gave it to him. His brother, he said his brother has a place up in Maine, and him and his brother, and they got all kinds of hides and everything, and they do everything with them. I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, dude. Here you go. It's all you." I'm not Dave Canterbury. I ain't eating backstrap off a coyote. Let me see. So Gerald wrote, "A friend of mine shot a female coyote. The next day he went to work. The pack had chewed up everything on its skidder they could. On its skidder. Wow. And what they didn't chew, they pissed on." Oh, do you, Gerald? All right, no problem. Do you go as far north as like Baxter, just south of Baxter, or that far north, or? Baxter State Park, that is. Yeah, I know. Most of the deer hunting, people will keep telling me, "Why do you go way up in the mountains of Maine to go hunting when they're all south of friggin' Portland?" All right. You know what? I think we're gonna get out of here. Gerald, save me a couple of those deer outside your house, will you?
Right. It's been nice talking to you, Mikey.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, brother. Thank you for coming in.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. You guys are all out in the external. Thanks a million for coming in and supporting, keeping. You guys are all awesome supporters of my chat, and I love that. You're all awesome people, and I truly mean that. I appreciate it. Next week, we'll probably start the Quagmire probably around 10. So a little bit earlier than it was tonight. So, all right. So, all right, you guys, we shall see all of you next Friday night. Have a good night.
Yep.